You ever wonder how we form our opinions about entire countries? It's usually not about facts and figures, is it? It's about stories. And today, we're going to dive into a fascinating framework that looks at the whole China-Taiwan dynamic as exactly that, a battle of stories. So let's get into it. At the very heart of this framework is this really dramatic theme, a battle between darkness and light. Now, this isn't just some poetic phrase, nope. It's a deliberate strategy to frame a super complex geopolitical situation in simple, moral terms that anyone can instantly understand and, more importantly, feel.
So, that begs the question, right? How are these perceptions actually built? Well, the source material we're looking at today points to something it calls storytelling engines. These are specific communication techniques that are designed to shape how all of us see the world.
We're going to break down the 3 specific storytelling engines that the source argues are being used to frame how the world sees China and Taiwan. These are the tools, the machinery, that build that whole darkness versus light narrative.
Okay, first up, engine number 1, powerful metaphors. This one is all about using simple, vivid images that pack a huge emotional punch. They completely bypass any complex arguments and just go straight for the gut.
The name for this technique is metaphorical translation. The whole idea is to take a really complicated concept, like, say, state censorship, and translate it into a simple image that immediately makes you feel either fear or hope.
And you can see this in action right here. The source points out that China often gets linked to these dark, heavy metaphors, like the digital Iron Curtain. That just sounds oppressive. But then, on the flip side, Taiwan is framed with images of light, Asia's democratic beacon. One sounds like a prison, the other sounds like a guide to safety.
Now, let's move on to the second engine, which really builds on this idea. It's called Echoes of History, and it is all about tapping into powerful, collective memories to shape how we feel about something right now. The formal term for this is symbolic transference. Basically, you link a country to a famous historical event, and in doing so, you transfer all the feelings we have about that event, good or bad, onto that country today. It's a really powerful shortcut for building an identity.
And here's exactly how that plays out. The source shows how China is often connected to these memories of authoritarianism. Think the Soviet Union or the Cultural Revolution. But Taiwan, it gets linked to more progressive, positive memories, its own shift to democracy, its support for marriage equality, and even as a symbol of the freedom that Hong Kong has lost. The contrast is really stark.
This brings us to the third and final engine, a tale of values. This is where the whole narrative moves beyond just simple comparisons and becomes a full-blown moral story.
The source calls this one the metaphysical engine. Its whole job is to lift a political issue up into this epic struggle between 2 totally opposite sets of values. So it's no longer just about policy disagreements. Suddenly, it's about right versus wrong. And here they are, the core values in conflict, according to this framework. China is framed as representing state control, secrecy, and surveillance tech. Taiwan is positioned as the total opposite, freedom, transparency, and technology that actually helps people instead of watching them. See how that completes the darkness versus light picture?
So we've walked through the theory, pretty interesting, right? But now let's shift gears and look at how the source suggests putting all these storytelling engines into action. This is a proposed strategy for how Taiwan could build its global support.
The source lays out this really clear 4-part plan. It focuses on using tourism, public diplomacy, its huge leadership in technology, and ultimately using all of that to forge a brand new global identity.
Let's start with tourism. The proposed slogan is so simple, but wow, is it powerful. Come for the scenery, stay for the freedom. This message brilliantly connects the simple act of visiting Taiwan directly to its core political value. A vacation becomes an experience of democracy.
Next up was public diplomacy. The idea here is to basically send an invitation out to the world to see Taiwan not just as some political success story, but as a living, breathing, welcoming culture of democracy. It's about showing an open society which makes visitors feel like they're actually a part of the story.
Then, we get to technology, which the source highlights as a massive, massive global advantage for Taiwan. The story here is that Taiwan isn't just an island. It's an absolutely essential partner that literally powers our modern world.
And to make that idea real, just think about this for a second. The smartphone that's probably in your pocket, the AI systems that are changing our future, the cars we drive, medical devices, even satellites orbiting the Earth.
Taiwan semiconductor chips are in all of them. This isn't abstract. You can practically touch it.
So, to carry this message, the source suggests a slogan: bright tech, bright future, made with Taiwan. It's so clever, right? It connects technology directly back to that light metaphor we saw at the beginning, positioning Taiwan's innovation as a positive force for the entire globe.
Okay, so what does this all add up to? The proposed new identity is this powerful fusion of two giant ideas: freedom and innovation. It's designed to show the world that democracy isn't some old-fashioned idea. It's smart, it's modern, and it's high-tech.
And this line from the source just perfectly captures that entire vision. It's a powerful, forward-looking statement that combines Taiwan's democratic values with its leadership in technology, creating this really compelling story for the 21st century.
So, as we wrap this explainer up, the central idea from the source is this. In the battle for global perception, a well-told story, one that uses metaphors, history, and values, can become a nation's most powerful asset for defining itself and its place in the world.
And that leaves us with one final big question to think about. In our age of information, where stories can circle the globe in an instant, is a nation's story not just a tool, but maybe its single most valuable asset for survival and success?